Gentlemen, you don't have enough talent to win on talent alone.
Hello and welcome to the Town of the Podcast Prospect Wordle. I am your host, Adam Hess. Ooh, I'm really blown out. Look at the right side of my face. Look at that. Look how blown out that is. It's because I have my door open to let the sunlight in, which is a mistake.
Yeah, huge mistake.
Huge mistake. Should always avoid the sun, as I've said my entire life. Me and that guy from the Olympics who had that dog shit gold medal routine, he also avoids the sun like the plague.
Yeah.
And Adam Silver, the three vampires of the internet.
Screw the USA Network. Because partway through the USA Network, partway through, what was it, Czechia and whoever, they just decided to cut to a different sport.
I did not realize the USA Network was showing the Olympics.
Where have you been watching the U.S. games, on Peacock?
Peacock, like every other normal fucking human on the planet.
I've been watching on the USA Network.
Peacock has Gold Zone. You just throw it on in the background, plays the Olympics all day. I have it on. I literally have it on right now. There's a woman dressed like Zooey Deschanel and Elf, ice skating.
I didn't know the Asians were so good at snowboarding.
So this is the Town Olymp Podcast. I'm your host, Adam Hess. With me, as always, he has jingoistic ideas about snowboarding. It's Mike Regan. Mike, how are you doing today?
I'm going to keep it a buck, Adam. I feel like shit.
What do you feel like shit? Drink too much
I'm
Malort?
struggling today. No. I didn't even drink any Malort yesterday.
You didn't drink any Malort?
No, I did. I opened it when I first got it and took one sip, and that was it. Because I felt like shit yesterday, too. I felt like all day I felt nauseous and my stomach's hurt. So I got either, I don't know if I got a poop or puke, but I'm struggling.
You did just turn 33. Do you think it's rectal cancer?
I guess I have to get screened.
Yeah.
I can do it myself.
I
think I reach around. I can do it myself.
You've been doing it yourself for years.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed any difference, you know? Well, I can do most of the talking for the episode. You want to just lay on the ground?
No, I'm a power through. I'm a professional.
We don't get paid.
Professionals
so
do.
Can you be a professional if you don't get paid? Wasn't that the whole college football thing for a long time?
No, it just means that it means I'm an amateur, so I can technically podcast in the Olympics. It's very exciting.
I mean, listen, if you just want to lay on the ground, I don't know if you watched last week's episode of Baskey, but Tyler Karkar of the podcast, who, by the way, hates that bit. Like legitimately
really?
Hates that bit. Yeah.
I like that bit.
He didn't have his webcam on until the final 11 minutes of the podcast. So we had to create a new microphone guy for him, which you have been requesting for a while. But I could do a podcast where my co-host can be seen or can be heard but not seen. And now I can do a podcast where you can be seen but not heard if you just want to lay on the ground and tilt your camera down.
That'll be fun.
But we are a football podcast, Mike. And we got some football to talk about. In fact, I would say we have very little football to talk about because the Super Bowl's ended and the draft is a while out and we're still a week away from the combine. But God damn it, we're going to bring you a whole 2.5 hour podcast talking about football.
Yes, sir.
Mike, for starters, there's Dolphin news, and I don't mean Ace Ventura Pet Detective 1.
My best Dolphin noise.
That would be Dolphin noise, not Dolphin news.
Oh, my bad.
The Dolphins have cut Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb, which added over $50 million in dead cap to their books this season, launching them to number one on the board. And that's before a potential split with Tua Tagovailoa. Mike, let me ask you this. If they cut Tua today, right now, this second, we got a news update they cut Tua. Take a guess how much dead cap that would add to their already season-leading $96 million of dead cap.
Can you give me a hint and tell me how many years he's into his new contract?
He is 3 years into a 5-year deal with 2 void years after the contract ends.
Okay, I'm going to guess it's at least $40 million in dead cap.
It would be $99 million in dead cap.
Gee. Christ.
Yeah, right now, Tyreek Hill, $28 million dead cap, and Bradley Chubb $23 million, not to be left behind by current non-player on the Miami Dolphins, Jalen Ramsey, who is going to be on their books for $20 million in dead cap next year. I kind of think this might solidify that they are not going to get rid of Tua this year because, or maybe you say, oh, we're just going full rebuild. Who fucking cares? Because it would only be a 1 year dead cap hit at that number, and then basically all the dead cap comes off the books next year. Next year, Tua, Bradley Chubb, Jalen Ramsey, Teron Armstead, James Daniels, Zach Wilson, Jonnu Smith. Like basically all their dead cap comes off the books next year. And if they cut Tua, it'd be the same thing. They would have 1 year. They would have a 1 year, $99 million dead cap hit, and then he would be gone.
According to what I'm looking at, they do still have $3.1 million of cap space. So I'll see what they could do with that before we write them off. Okay.
So, first off, are the Dolphins like securely going to be the worst team in the NFL next year?
I mean, the Jets will possibly give them a run for their money, but the Jets do have $79.7 million in cap space, so they could do a little more.
They could sign Tua after he gets cut.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns are always in the running.
Yeah, I wonder what the competency levels or what the plans going forward. Like, I think it's somewhat obvious that the Jets don't want to tank. Do you actually?
That's
agree?
why I think.
Yeah. Okay. There.
Yeah, I said right, but my voice like cut out. I was like, Rah. Just like
all I heard is like you were gonna agree and then changed your mind.
Yeah, that's why I don't rule out. I mean, the Raiders may say absolutely not. We have no desire to trade the pick, but I wouldn't rule out the Jets having 2 first-round picks, making an offer to move up and get Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, especially if your plan is we're gonna be bad for 1 more year and enter into the, you know, it's supposed to be one of the better quarterback drafts of the 2020s, right?
Yeah.
With Arch Manning, who everyone knows is going to be the number 1 pick, just like we knew last year. And what's his face in Ohio State, right, would be the other big name?
Julian Sand would be eligible. Whether or not he'll go remains up in the air.
Let me ask you this, and I don't want to get too far off the Dolphins topic here. If you had to guess right now, starting quarterbacks in college football, who's going to have the best NFL career? Who would your money be on?
Starting quarterbacks in college football right now.
You can include people that just declared for the draft as well, if you really want to say Mendoza.
No, I mean, I could see the tool set that Bryce Underwood has. He could be really good in the NFL. Obviously, my boy CJ Carr, go Irish. I think he profiles as a very good NFL quarterback. I'm very hesitant to put that stamp on many people, though, because I put some stamps on people, and they've made me look dumb.
It's a podcast, is what we do here. Put stamps on people, and then it makes us look dumb. It's also what the post office does. You're not supposed to put stamps on people, Mike. You're supposed to put stamps on packages. But come on, give me the name. Who is the college football quarterback who's going to have the best NFL career?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's all a crapshoot anyway.
You are dead set on not answering this fucking question, aren't you? Do you understand
I'm
how
not putting
podcasts
this. I'm not getting locked into this. Not unless you put more qualifiers on it. Like you're like, who's the best senior quarterback right now who's going to have best NFL career?
I don't know who any of the fucking senior quarterbacks are.
Sam Levitt would have been my answer.
All right. So Mike says Sam Levitt is the number 1 lock to have the best NFL career.
I'm a big Byron Brown guy. I'm hoping he makes it to the NFL and proves some haters wrong.
He's a good defenseman.
I don't know why that popped me so much. Smart ass.
Here's my other question for you, Mike. Where do
What?
Tyreek Hill and
All these fucking questions today.
where do Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb land, and do they have an impact next season?
Bradley Chubb lands. Dear God, I could see him landing with like a team like the Bills.
I was gonna say the Bills.
That just sounds like a move they'd make. Tyreek Hill, I could see. I mean, obviously everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, reuniting with Patrick Mahomes," but they don't have a lot of cap space. Well, actually, they have $54.9 million in negative cap space next year currently. But there's always ways to finagle that, backload contracts, all that jazz.
They don't have a lot of backspace like I don't have a lot of pregnancy leave.
I can see the Steelers making a run at Tyreek Hill, so they actually have a second receiver.
Who's the first receiver?
DK Metcalf. Well, that might flip if Tyreek Hill goes there. I mean, even being over 30 coming off a torn ACL, at least Tyreek Hill can run more than like 2 routes.
Can I bitch about a service I don't use?
Postmates.
Yeah, I mean, I can bitch about Postmates. I don't use Postmates. That's a good guess. I cannot believe that in the year of our Lord, 2026, I cannot bet on every single free agent's destination.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Like what? Like even the highest profile ones, like Trey Hendrickson and Tyreek Hill, they don't have odds up for that. Like how you would be printing money? You know how many people would just go down to the bottom of the list on like Trey Hendrickson and bet like fucking Denver to sign him, or bet their favorite team to sign him. Like how? I just want to know what the odds are on Tyreek Hill going back to Kansas City. They won't do it for me, Mike. They won't do it. They keep saying, "Get the fuck out of here,
bastards."
They don't want a single cent of my money. They're not going to get a single cent of my money anyways, but they don't want it. I don't think either one of those guys has any juice left. Is that a hot take?
Not
okay,
really.
I found the Tyreek Hill odds, by the way.
Okay.
But let's talk through that real quick. Like neither one of those guys has juice left, right? Like Tyreek Hill, sure, he's still fast, but he's not a wide receiver 1 anymore. He's not a wide receiver 2 on a good team.
He's coming off a torn ACL and he's over 30.
Yeah. Same thing with Bradley Chubb. Bradley Chubb's had like 2 knee injuries. Slow it down. He hasn't had a productive year since he left Denver.
Yeah. He's definitely going to get signed by the Bills. They're definitely going to sign him.
Him and Joey Bosa are just going to both be hanging out in the rehab trainer all offseason, becoming close friends.
Yeah, and Bean's going to do like a mic drop moment thinking he just won free agency.
He's going to buy shirts for the whole executive staff that says, "Suck on this, Chubb."
Yeah. I got a chubby.
Then, Bradley Chubb will play 2.5 games, tear an ACL, and retire. Can't wait for the Brandon Bean press conference after that. Mike.
He's going to play him. Actually, Sean McDermott wanted Bradley Chubb. It was his fucking fault.
Keon Coleman came into my office and demanded Bradley Chubb. And what can we do? We have to acquiesce to Keon Coleman.
We do.
Kansas City, the favorite to land Tyreek Hill at plus 300. Would you care to guess the rest of the top 5? I will tell you there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams tied at 12-1 odds.
All right, let's shoot them off. Bills.
Bills are number 2 at plus 600.
Ugh, I was really hoping you'd say no. Broncos.
Broncos are tied at plus 1,200 for 4th place. So there's, like I said, there's a 5-way tie at 4th place.
Yeah. Patriots.
Patriots are also tied at that plus 1,200 number.
So how many more do I got to guess? One more?
I mean, one more to technically get 5 of them.
Yeah.
But you'll have guessed 5 of the top 5, but there's 9 teams in the top 5.
I'm going to say Texans.
Texans? No. Texans are plus 4,000. Tied for last place.
Just because it'd be really funny, the Packers.
Hold on. That's too good. Should we bet that?
I know.
They're also tied for last place. We got to bet that. I mean, I know they're like built through the draft, but it'd be so funny if they're like, we got our wide receiver 1. It's this 30-year-old guy off of a torn ACL.
And then the team I mentioned, how about the Steelers?
Steelers are just outside, 14-1. So the teams you missed, Las Vegas Raiders, don't get that at all. Baltimore Ravens, that makes sense. 49ers, they like to disenfranchise their wide receivers and sign in or draft a new one. They don't like to sign external wide receivers. The Philadelphia Eagles,
Almost
they got
them.
99 problems, and they could use one more. You mentioned the Patriots. The Los Angeles Chargers are the other one you missed.
Oh, yeah, I can see that, too. They got a shitload of cap space. 82.9 mil, baby. 3rd in the NFL.
Should we just rename this podcast to Cap Space Update?
Or every week it's only like 2 minutes long. We just go down the list and read everybody's cap space.
Yeah.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Why don't we just do it daily? Just daily, we'll read off everyone's cap space.
Daily. Yeah.
That seems like a Twitter account that could get really popular for 2 months, and then we, like, milkshake duck ourselves and fall off the face of the earth and are never heard from again.
Yeah. Keep getting that sweet engagement, though, because people forget to unfollow.
What is your favorite term, like go-to term, for how the downfall of influencers? Do you prefer milkshake ducked or rug pulled?
Rug pull is when they, like, pimp out some meme coin.
Yeah, but it's always associated with an influencer's downfall, right? Like, you never hear about, like, Warren Buffett rug pulled a bunch of people.
Yeah, it usually. I go with rug pull. Never heard of milkshake duck. I don't know who's ducking milkshakes. I'll have milkshakes.
It's a term for when someone gets famous on the internet for some kind of, like, niche aspect of their life, and then you find out that, like, you know, they're like a Proud Boy or red pilled or something, or and then it all kind of their empire of likes collapses down.
Okay. Like Hawk Tua, would she be milkshake ducking?
No, because there was nothing
quack.
in her background that got found out, right? She rug pulled everyone, and
she rug pulled.
Yeah,
but she swears that they didn't rug pull, but they rug pulled.
No, she really believed in that coin, Mike.
Yeah, she's like, no, he didn't.
She was like, I think it could replace the American dollar. I think it could be the next prime currency of the world. A milkshake duck would be like if you found out that, like, Bad Luck Brian was on 8chan in, like, one of their, like, Nazi-only forums or something.
Right. It's like a massive incel.
Yeah. That's what, like, milkshake duck is. It's like there's something nefarious in their background.
Right.
Don't know the origins of it, but it's a fun term. It's a fun term to say someone got milkshake ducked.
It's when you're excited because you get a milkshake, and then while you're drinking it, you're like, wait, this is a duck. It quacks like a duck.
It sips like a milkshake. It's a milkshake duck. Mike, I have next segment's titled "Way Too Early Predictions." I think this is the correct time for these predictions.
Oh yeah,
it's better for the headline, for the YouTube video and the thumbnail to call it "Way Too Early Predictions." This is the correct time for these predictions, and then we update them again over the summer after we know the final roster constructions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm renaming the segment to "Perfectly Timed Predictions."
Dude, you milkshake ducks people. They all tuned in for way too early.
I rug pulled them, Mike. God damn it. Get the phrasing right. I rug pulled them. They tuned in for way too early, and I rug pulled them.
You duck rugged them.
I duck rugged them. I pull your milkshake.
I pull it up.
This podcast has become unlistenable in the offseason, isn't it?
No. So we really hit our stride.
After the draft, it's just going to be us yelling back and forth at each other quotes from There Will Be Blood.
It's when we actually have stuff to talk about that we really go in the shitter.
You know what? We should watch, like, the most obscure movie that we can pull quotes from, and then just try to see how often we can wedge movie references to that movie into the podcast for the rest of the year. Like, what if we just did, like, Inherent Vice?
Never seen it. Oh, but I guess that's the point.
Yeah, me either. Yeah. What if we just did Inherent Vice and then spent the whole offseason quoting it like it was fucking Ghostbusters?
Right. When they're like, that vice is inherent.
And then he puts on the sunglasses
on.
Yeah. You know, the thing about polarized sunglasses is I literally cannot see my computer screen now.
Yeah, but you can see your computer screen and your glasses, so I better not have any porn up.
What if I do this? Yeah, so I'm sitting back. I'm the cool guy now. We're cool guy podcast. Here, I can...
So cool guy.
Yeah, cool guy podcast.
It's like you don't even care. It's so cool.
You know what? These predictions, they might be too early. They might be right on time. I don't even care. I'm gonna do this.
I don't care about any of this.
See, it's like a half thumbs up. I invented this.
Are you doing the Orange Cassidy?
I came up with this. This is me. So way too early predictions, Mike.
Yeah.
Here's what we're gonna be predicting: division winners for every division, wild cards, and MVP, which we did do MVP predictions a couple of weeks ago. So I'm throwing in this wrench, Mike. Your MVP has to be a non-quarterback.
Oh, you didn't tell me that beforehand.
Yeah, it's because I just came up with it while I was talking here. We just did MVP predictions 2 weeks ago.
That's fine. I can work on the fly.
We cannot possibly do MVP predictions again. So non-quarterback MVP.
Yeah.
We'll start
I
with
had a
division.
new favorite. So,
Oh,
it's
you want
all right.
Here, throw it out. It doesn't count as a prediction, so just list it now.
I'll throw it out later because I'm going to talk about this team. So you can
All right.
wait.
I will wait.
Fucking wait.
So let's start with our division winners. We'll start with the NFC, and we're going to start in the conference or the division that we all start in because it makes the most sense when you think about a clock. The NFC West.
Never eat soggy waffles. Let's go.
Yeah. That wouldn't start with the West.
Well, waffles.
Mike, last year, the NFC West was won by the eventual Super Bowl winner, the Seattle Seahawks. Who is winning the NFC West in 2026-27?
I'm thinking we're getting back-to-back birds. Seahawks win again. They have 63. Once I get to get back to our we just list off cap spaces. 63.6 million cap space. What's his face? His name escapes me now. This is GM.
John Schneider.
John Schneider. Man's like next level. They have all that cap space, and they only have 483,000 of dead cap. That is impressive.
Reportedly, they will not be franchise tagging Super Bowl MVP Ken Walker III. So Ken Walker might be a free agent if they can't come to a long-term deal with him.
That I'd understand. I mean, I understand he came to life in the playoffs, but you don't want to get sucked into that. So I can understand thinking, hey, we're going to have a late round draft pick anyway, so maybe we take a little Jadarian Price.
You mentioned Jadarian.
Or, I mean,
Jadarian Price is your new guy. He's your Kenyon Sadiq
cook.
now. You mentioned
they're going to do
Jadarian
documentaries.
Price.
They're going to do documentaries on the Jeremiah Love Jadarian Price draft when they both break the record for most rushing yards ever. They're like, how did they do it? And they never won a national title in college. But anyway, they got the Dirty Darnold coming back. Yeah, they're losing the Coobs, Clinty Coobs, but time will tell. They have a lot of good players coming back. When I looked at like their free agents coming up, there are some notable ones like K9, but a lot of their best players are coming back, and a lot of their best players are young and still under reasonable deals.
So my take on this has always been the defense is inconsistent year over year and offense is consistent. The one aspect in which I am worried about the consistency of Seattle's offense is obviously they have a starting caliber wide receiver, Super Bowl MVP running back, potentially out the door, and their wide receiver one, Jackson Smith and Jigba, had a 35% target rate, which is that's like in a conversation with like peak Megatron seasons. Like that's an unsustainable target rate. So we have to ask, does Raheed Shaheed under a higher target rate do anything for you? Are they just going to come out and play 3 tight end sets and they're going to throw the ball a lot to Arroyo and AJ Barner? Or is the offense going to kind of regress with a new offensive coordinator coming in with a less heliocentric offense with a slightly weaker run game?
Yeah.
And potentially less health on the offensive line, where Charles Cross, who has been, I hate to use this tag, injury prone his whole career, had a relatively healthy season. I say all that to say,
He's a healthy guy now.
I'm taking the Arizona Cardinals to win the NFC West.
Bullshit.
I'm not. I'm taking the Rams. The Rams to win the NFC West.
Okay. Yeah. I just realized that.
What's up?
I did just realize that the Kubiak also stole the QB coach.
Davis Webb?
No, Andrew Janoko to be the new OC with him, the Raiders. So that's interesting.
We've seen this time and time again, where
yeah,
a top caliber offensive assistant walks out the door, takes some players with him, and the offense regresses. I mean, hell, last year alone, Detroit and Philly had this. Yeah. It's going to happen again to some level here. And also, like, Darnold led the NFL in turnovers last year. Like, he's still Sam Darnold.
Yeah, so his turnovers can't get worse. Worst case scenario, he leads the league in turnovers again. Consistency, Adam. He could have consistency.
Let's, neither one of us taking the 49ers.
No.
Washed Shanahan?
The Seahawks did take the 49ers tight end coach to be their new OC. His name's Brian Fleury. It's a pretty cool name.
Yeah, it's like you get a whole flurry
changing
of
your
Brians.
tune? Yeah.
Yeah.
Change your mind yet? Say it.
Mike, who is your team to win the next obvious conference or division to talk about, the NFC North, which the Bears won last year in the 25-26
The Bears.
The Bears.
Oh, dude, I didn't know. Do you know all these teams are negative cap space going into the offseason?
Thank you for joining the Cap Space podcast.
I know. I'm sorry to keep bringing it up, but Jesus. I don't even know how it's possible. But
It's the NBA now. Cap space doesn't mean anything.
That's true. It's all mythical. It's fairy dust. It doesn't exist.
It's an illusion, Michael.
It's an illusion, Michael. So I just got to think like best roster. I think top to bottom. I think the Packers probably have slightly best roster right now, with the exception of I don't know their skill position. So I'm like stuck between Packers and Lions. Bears had a great year. I could see the Bears getting back in the playoffs, but there was a bit of a vibes fuel aspect to it, which makes me hesitant. And a lot of one-score wins, which makes me hesitant to say, yeah, they win the division again. So
we'll get to this later, but I think I don't think Detroit makes the playoffs this year again. I think back-to-back years, and I think that we're on Dan Campbell hot seat watch by the end of the season.
Yeah, and I also think there's a good chance that the Packers were a healthy Micah Parsons away.
Micah Parsons sounds like how John Gruden would announce Micah Parsons.
Yeah, I think like they were a healthy Parsons away from possibly actually winning that division this year. I think his loss was big.
They had like significant injuries in basically all of the key spots.
Yeah,
like Zach Tom, their best offensive lineman, got hurt. Tucker Kraft, arguably their best offensive weapon, got hurt. Josh Jacobs was hurt all year. And on defense, Micah Parsons gets hurt. And they had cornerbacks rolling in and out of the lineup. Like, I just think that this Packers team had bad injury luck and doesn't get called out for that because, like, quietly, I kind of think Matt LaFleur is maybe the best coach in the NFL and doesn't get credit for it.
Hot take.
If we're doing tier lists, he's tier 1.
Yeah, he's C tier.
He's S tier. He's triple S tier.
He's average. He's average. LaFleur? Yeah, I don't know. But all that to say, yes, I do think I'm taking the quote-unquote cheeseheads to win the NFC North.
I'm also taking the cheeseheads to win the NFC North. Well, listen, I love this Bears team. I want great things for them. I don't quite trust the defense, and I would like to see a little bit more to Caleb Williams. I'd like to see Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence do one more year of it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Trevor Lawrence, Mike, the NFC South, which last year the Panthers won with an 8-9 record. Who do you have winning the NFC South this year? It's like you almost died there.
Them Dirty Birds. I'm going with the Dirty Birds here. All right. I like this roster. I think they underperformed, partly due to bad coaching. Not just head coaching, but also terrible offensive coordinator. That went god awful with. I've already forgot his name now because he was such a disaster. Zach Brown, I don't know, something like that. They loved the pistol. You know, they were like, dude, Cliff Kingsbury, nothing under center. He's smart. Let's do that. Yeah. But they went to Stefanski. I'm not a big Stefanski guy, but I tell you what they're going to get. I think they're going to get a Stefanski bump. What Stefanski did in Cleveland is he knew how every 3 years to have a good season to save his job. I think he's going to start out on the right foot, win this division. And also, you know who he's bringing with him, man? You think I'm going to bet against their new OC? You think I'm going to bet against former Notre Dame quarterback? Former Notre Dame offensive coordinator? Former Alabama Crimson Tide offensive coordinator? Former... Ignore that last one. Tommy Reese, baby. I'm a Tommy Reese guy. Always bet on Reese.
Seriously, if you are an audio listener, sometimes you just gotta just whatever this time code is, it's gonna be the same time code in the video. Just pop over there and check what Mike just fucking did. Hey, did you fix your canvas size?
I did.
Nice job, buddy. Nice job.
Yeah. Tech genius.
So let me give Stefanski some credit here. Stefanski is a very good run game designer. Something that we thought Arthur Smith was going to be, and then Arthur Smith hated playing his good players for some reason that we still don't quite understand. And then Raheem Morris came in with whoever that was, offensive coordinator that no one can remember anymore. And like you said, they ran a ton of pistol. They were very pass heavy, especially it was dinks and threes. It was layups and threes. It was we're gonna dump stuff off on bubble screens and we're gonna go way downfield stuff. It was a college offense that was not heavy in play action, not heavy in under center run. Two aspects that Stefanski is going to be heavy in, which are both going to help no-knees Michael Penix as a quarterback play better in the NFL, and, more importantly, going to help mini-knees Bijan Robinson fucking blow the ceiling off the league this year.
Yeah. But Bijan's going to, I mean, we're talking non-QB MVP candidates later. Might have to talk about the mustard man when we get there.
If we're doing a fantasy football draft today and you had the first pick in the draft, say it's a 1 QB league, who would you take?
Probably should be Bijan, but I'm also biased, so I'd probably screw up and take James Cook instead. Which isn't a bad pick, but there's a strong argument. Most people would be Bijan.
Yeah, I think you wanna get some of that spicy Bijan on it.
Mm-hmm.
I do not believe in this Falcons roster. I do not believe in the retread at head coach that is Kevin Stefanski. I do not believe in Michael Penix. My apologies to Mike. I do not believe in this defense, especially now that James Pierce Jr. is wanted for like 4 felonies.
Yeah, it's not good. You want to keep it around 3 or less on the felony charge.
I've always said 1 or 2 and you're fine.
Yeah.
Once you get to 3 or 4, I'm starting to get a little worried about this.
Yeah.
So Mike, I'm going with the best team in the division.
I know.
The New Orleans Saints.
I know it.
To win the division 2027. Mike, what if Kellen Moore is just cooking on offense and this defense is improving? You know, they made some smart trades by offloading bad contracts to dumb teams, and I am talking about the Washington Commanders. They had a young quarterback on a rookie deal who wasn't doing it for them. You know what they did? They didn't try to do everything they could to make it work. They didn't just go in the toilet. They didn't sign veteran help. They said, you know what? Let's draft again. Let's take another swing at it. And Tyler Shuck might be something, Mike. Might be something. Not saying he's going to be Joe Burrow, but could he be Carson Wentz before the injury?
He's not a ginger, though. So
he doesn't look like Prince Harry, which is both a blessing and a curse.
He's got that working against him.
Good offensive line. They still have Alvin Kamara at the very tail end of his prime. Keandre Miller, and a lot of draft capital.
Chris Olave, too.
Chris Olave, and this is going to be this team has the potential to be the last place jump and wins team. Playing a soft schedule in a very soft division, and they got hot down the stretch, Mike. I think, what if Kellen Moore just has it?
Let me check some. Though. Here's the question. Taysom Hill is a free agent. Will they bring him back?
Taysom Hill is so primed to be a Ewing theory guy because I don't know what it is in the fucking punch bowl there that every coach that comes in goes, well, we can do a lot on offense, but what we really should do is make sure Taysom Hill gets 4 touches a game no matter what's going on.
Is he a Bronco next year for sure? With the same.
Oh yeah, yeah, first round draft pick, right? Yeah, he's like, if the Saints don't re-sign him, the Broncos are going to pay him like $22 million a year.
Get the band back together, Peyton and Hill.
If I was Bo Nix, I'd be a little worried about my job when Taysom Hill signs a deal to play with the Broncos for the next 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, closing out the NFC here. Who's your NFC winner? Last year, it was the Eagles. Somehow, with like 13 wins.
Yeah, I got a hot take on this one.
Uh-huh.
I'm not just trying to play to you, but I'm going to say the Commies. It's crazy, I know.
It's a bad take.
That's a hot take, but they got some things I like. I won't say the number, but they do have a lot of cash. And I like that Cliff Kingsbury's gone. I kind of have some optimism about David Blau, however you pronounce it. He's got a good relationship with JD as the former QB coach. It sounds like he's definitely going to try to get him under center more. So I think this could work. I mean, I don't love the rest of the NFC East. The Giants are a dumpster fire. The Cowboys are, once again, like for the 18th straight offseason, had to franchise tag one of their best players, and that's going to be a drama all year. And this Eagles, Bad vibes. Just bad vibes in Philly right now. Don't like it.
I like how two of the reasons that you like the Commanders are they have no players, so they have a lot of cap space, and they fired their offensive coordinator.
Exactly. Addition by subtraction.
This Commanders defense was the worst defense in the NFL through the final half of the season last year.
Exactly.
Some of that's injuries, sure, and they're probably spent a lot of draft capital on the defensive side, but my personal concern with that is it's still the same fucking guy behind the play sheet on defense.
That's true. But just like Sam Darnold and his turnovers, can't get worse.
Yeah, that's fair. Unfortunately, if it's just as bad, unlike the Seahawks, the Commanders did not win the Super Bowl, so...
You've just given up on Jaden Daniels. It's okay.
Drake May really hurt my Jane Daniels stock a lot because before the draft I was like draft May, draft May, draft May, draft May, which is why I reveled in his bad playoffs. I bathed in it.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Eagles to repeat. They were the first this year or last season. They were the first team to repeat as NFC East champions since like 2005 or whatever. Like
So this would be a treepeat.
Yeah, so I'm going with the treepeat. In fact, I'd go with about Tree-Fitty Pete. All the other teams in this division are completely uninspiring, and the Eagles won a Super Bowl 2 seasons ago. Bad vibes can be bad vibes. They'll get it figured out, or they'll somehow end up losing A.J. Brown just in time for Jamar Chase to demand a trade, and he'll only go to Philly. Of course. And he'll get traded there for like a conditional 4th-round pick or something. Because it's fucking Philly, and that's how it always happens.
Yeah, and then they'll trade Jalen Hurts for Joe Burrow.
Yeah. And they'll trade half their defense for Trey Henderson, and there we are.
Shamar Stewart.
Yeah. And then they'll be the Cincinnati Bengals. But all joking aside, this Philly team's just the best team in the division. Like, I mean, there's just so many question marks around the other teams. And the Philly question mark, you're like, well, they were bad last year, and A.J. Brown's unhappy. It's like, oh, they were bad, and they won the division by, like, 4 games still.
Right.
And the year before, when they were up against this, like, juggernaut Commanders team that everyone remembers, they still won the division by 3 games and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, Mike, let's switch to the lesser side of the NFL, the AFC. The Junior Varsity Conference. We'll start here with the AFC West. Last year, the Denver Broncos won it and were the overall 1 seed in the AFC. Who do you have winning the AFC West in 2027?
Well, slow your saddles down there, Denver, because you're not doing it again. I'm going with the LA Chargers.
That's terrible. Did you write down all these slogans beforehand, or are you coming up with them on the spot?
I came up with them on the spot.
Okay.
I am a believer in Mike McDaniel returning to his rightful spot as an offensive coordinator. I kind of alluded to this earlier. I think Justin Herbert is going to be top 3 in MVP voting next year. I think this offense is going to pop off. I think they're going to be healthy this year. Chargers.
I have the Chargers making the playoffs at least, but I do not have them winning this division. I have Denver to repeat. Chiefs are on the decline. Chargers are perennially too hurt and shooting themselves in the foot. And the Raiders are the Raiders.
Yeah.
Imagine going back to like 2001 and being like, hey, in 20 years, this franchise will be a fucking joke. And be playing in Vegas.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine living in a world where the Chargers play a complete season of football healthy.
That's true. That's the biggest obstacle for them, it seems.
What is it? What is it with these like California teams? Because between them and the 49ers, it's like there's injuries in the water.
Yeah, but the Rams stayed healthy. And they're an LA.
That's because they're actually playing in St. Louis. It's just green screened. That's my new theory. They are in fact in LA and healthy. Outside of that, Matt Stafford in preseason had to have like special medical equipment in the parking lot in a pop-up tent because of his back injury.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, the NFC or AFC North. Last year, the Pittsburgh Steelers won it seems.
Somehow.
That can't be right. I gotta have something wrong there.
Yeah.
Can we just say the Colts won it?
No, you cannot.
Okay.
You cannot.
Pittsburgh Steelers won it. Who do you have winning it for the 2026-2027 NFL season, Mike?
I think it's a season of vengeance for Lamar Jackson, Ravens.
We have a YouTube short going up either today or tomorrow where you bring up the Lamar Jackson season of vengeance.
It's coming. It's not going to be happy. Todd Monken and him weren't clicking, so they got rid of him and brought in.
They told him to monk off.
I knew this. They told him to monk off. They brought in a guy who I knew his name 5 minutes before recording the podcast. Now it has escaped me.
I mean, they brought in a new head coach, which I think is more the point, but they brought in Declan Doyle.
Little Declan Doyle.
29-year-old offensive coordinator.
Yep, he was under the learning tree of Sir Benjamin Johnson. I think that's a good sign as well. So, buying the Ravens stock, the Ravens flock stock, if you will.
The Ravens flock stock. I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals. I know that's
I can't trust that team.
I know it's kind of outrageous, but they've done it before, and boy, was this an uninspiring season last season from the whole AFC North.
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Bengals, here's my tiebreaker. The Cincinnati Bengals are the only team that has the same coach they had a year ago. And maybe that's a negative, but at least there's consistency in the building.
Do you want consistency in that building?
Depends on the consistency. Do I want Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins? Yes.
Do
I want their offensive line and defense? No.
To switch back to the Talent Alone Cap Space podcast, they have a crap load of cap, $53.4 million. Do you think that cheap ass owner actually spends all $53.4 million?
Almost definitely not. I mean, like Hendrickson's gonna walk, no question. They're not gonna want to tag a defensive end.
They're gonna sign Bradley Chubb.
They're gonna sign Bradley Chubb for a paltry $20 million a year. They'll probably make some upgrades on the offensive line, but even then, like, I don't love what they can even get their hands on for the offensive line. But it's just like, okay, am I taking Mike McCarthy and 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers? No. Am I taking the Cleveland Browns? No. Am I taking the Ravens trying to undo the mistake of letting Mike McDonald walk? Lamar Jackson playing 7 games and a 32-year-old Derrick Henry? No.
All right.
So I'm left with the Cincinnati Bengals. Mike, speaking of Trevor Lawrence, the AFC South. Last year it was won by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And now we're going to wait for just a second. Just wait for it.
What?
I was waiting for the transition. Or are you going to wait till you... Okay, here. I'll set it up. Mike, who do you have winning?
Duval! That's right, baby. Liam Cohen ain't no 1-year chump. It's legit. All right. Travis Hunter may actually make an impact next year.
Who cares about Travis Hunter? Travis Hunter's out of the league in 5 years. Come on.
Hopefully the Jags care about him enough to figure out a way for him to actually help the team. Because if not, that was one of the worst draft day trades we've seen in a minute.
Yeah. He's their 5th best wide receiver.
That's what you think.
That's what I know. I've watched him play football.
Statistically speaking.
What was his injury? You have like shin splints or something?
I have something weird.
You have like a 1920s injury? Yeah. Polio?
But who else? I mean, polio? Also, who else you buying in this league? Like, I don't know what the Colts are going to do.
Yeah, Colts. I couldn't even begin to throw out a theory on what the Colts are going to be. Texans have just year after year had an absolutely piss poor offense since Stroud's rookie year. You can bet on the defense, but kind of like I was saying with Seattle, defense is inconsistent even with a really good, really stacked defense. All it takes is someone finding the weakness on the team, or a couple players regressing, or like one key injury to like Will Anderson, and the defense falls apart, and suddenly you're left with a middling offense and a middling defense, and that makes you the Panthers.
Yeah. And I think the Titans could be better next year, but not win the division better, and I'd probably not make the playoffs better either.
No, I think the Titans are going to be a 500 team. I like their coaching hire. I like what they've set up with Cameron DK and Cam Ward, and a few of their defensive pieces, even though some of them are getting on the older side. but I see the Titans as what we all kind of expected the Commanders to be last year, where it's like, oh, wow, they won 9 games, and we weren't expecting that. That's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with you. I have Jacksonville winning in 2026, 2027. And to close it out, Mike, who do you have as your AFC East winner, knowing that the New England Patriots won this division 2025, 2026?
Pass.
Is that a legit pass?
No, it's not. I think I said it last week. I think I laid it down that I think the Pats won't do as well next year because they'll have a real schedule.
Yeah, they'll have a first-place schedule.
Yeah. Might be a little bit harder on them. I'm going to be a homer, even though there's so many reasons to not say this. I'm going to just go ahead and say the Bills. We're going to do it, baby. Joe Brady. Woo!
I also have the Bills. Here, let me read you
yay.
the teams. Let me read you the teams that the Patriots are going to have to play in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
Their home games will be against the Buffalo Bills, the Denver Broncos, the Green Bay Packers, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Miami Dolphins, Minnesota Vikings, New York Jets, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Their away games: Buffalo, Chicago, Detroit, Kansas City, the Chargers, the Dolphins, the Jets, the Seahawks, and the Jaguars. That's what?
That's a much tougher schedule.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 games against playoff teams.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the teams I mentioned that were not playoff teams were Detroit and Kansas City.
Right. And the Steelers faced 2 playoff teams all year last year.
You mean the Patriots?
The Patriots.
Yeah.
Stop ringing, phone. Fuck off.
Ring, 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 ring. That's a real nice shot right into your mouth. I also have Buffalo winning this division. The New England schedule is going to get real hard, and their offensive line is real bad.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. Good luck to Drake May. Hope that your legs are able to get you out of some of those traps. With that, Mike, we now have our 6 division winners. Plus 2 division winners. Why don't we go? Why don't we go to our wild card picks? Give me your AFC wild card picks real quick.
All right. I got the team I just shit on, the Patriots.
I also do.
Yeah, I think they can get in there, and I think they're set up to be able to make some additions and improvements this offseason that'll help them to at least mitigate the harder schedule and make the playoffs as a wild card. And then just because I can't imagine it happening 2 years in a row, I know you said it's going to happen, but I got the Chiefs as my second wild card. I think they've had a track. Okay. I think they've had it was the Lions. You said they're going to miss it again. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Chiefs have shown in the years where they don't win the Super Bowl to respond, to do things to get back to that level the following year. Unlike other, top teams in the league, Buffalo. So,
what do you mean? You guys almost won the Super Bowl with dog shit receivers. So then this year, when you had dog shit receivers, I assume you guys almost won the Super Bowl again. I didn't check.
Yeah. So next year we're dog shit receivers. So I think the Chiefs will get back in the playoffs. They just won't win their division.
Okay, so Patriots and Chiefs. I'm with you on both of those. Who's your third team?
Oh shit! There's 3 wild cards.
There is 3 wild cards, Mike.
I'll go with the Bengals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have Denver out of the playoffs.
I forgot about them. Yeah, I guess so. I already said it. Too late to go back on it.
So I have the Patriots, Chiefs, and Chargers. So my full playoff picture is Denver, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, Buffalo, New England, Kansas City, and LA. Yours is Kansas City, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Buffalo, New England, Kansas City, and Cincinnati. So my biggest omissions would be Baltimore. And I guess that's it. I guess that's it from this conference. Be Baltimore.
Mine are the Broncos.
And yours are the Broncos. Playing the AFC Conference Championship game, the Denver Broncos. let's jump over to the NFC, Mike. Who are your NFC wildcard teams? And there is also 3 of these in the NFC.
So nothing new. Be a pretty similar field to last year with, well, not really for me, but never mind. Ignore that last sentence I said. But the teams for my wild card aren't anything like, whoa, they make it this year. I got the Eagles, I got the Rams, and I got the Bears.
Okay, so we basically have of all the teams in the 7 teams in the NFC playoff picture, we disagree on one team, and it's your winner for the NFC South. Because
Okay.
my NFC wildcard teams are the Commanders, Seahawks, and Bears, which means that we both agree on the Bears, and we just flipped our winners for the West and the East.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, Mike, let me ask you this: who do you have as the overall 1 seed? Who has the most wins in the NFL? Not per conference, just overall of those teams. Who do you think ends up with the most wins?
I mean, because they didn't make the playoffs last year, that could help the schedule of the Ravens. So if I think the Ravens are going to win their division, I don't see why I wouldn't also put a little on them to be the number 1 seed.
I don't think that's a bad call. I'm going to go with the Rams. They have a hard division that they're playing in, obviously. But if they can beat Seattle twice or split against Seattle, they also get a second-place schedule, whereas Seattle's going to get a first-place schedule. So that gives them a couple easier games, hopefully. Let's close it out here, Mike, with this segment. Who do you have as your? Give me. You know what? You said you have a new favorite. Give me your MVP. Who do you think wins the MVP in 2020?
Oh, not a new favorite, but I think Justin Herbert's going to be top 3.
So you still have Josh Allen winning it?
Yeah. Okay. And I have Lamar also in there.
Okay. Even though you hate Lamar?
Vengeance season, baby. It's coming.
Vengeance season. We need to get T-shirts printed up that say Vengeance season. With like a
Lamar
photo
in a Batman outfit.
I was going to say Lamar on the toilet.
In a Batman outfit. Vengeance.
Who is your non-quarterback MVP for the 2026-2027 NFL season?
Dude, he's cooking and booking. James Cook, baby. Should have been Offensive Player of the Year. That's not true, but he should have been a finalist for it. But this league is corrupt. So.
It is corrupt. It is, in fact, corrupt. I'm going to go to the other side of the ball, Mike. It would be funny if I just did the hipster thing and said Trent Williams. I'm going to go to the other side of the ball, Mike. I think that we get, like, an outrageous Will Anderson season. And the Texans are able to string it together with, what's the phrase, bubblegum and popsicle sticks? Mm-hmm. Chewing gum, popsicle sticks.
Yeah.
Get, like, a Will Anderson, like, 20-sack season. You know, has, like, a 12 to 15% pressure rate. Just wreaks havoc on the AFC South. And I think that if the Texans make the playoffs, let alone win the division, it'll be on the back of Will Anderson having a ridiculous season and C.J. Stroud getting benched for Davis Mills. With that, Mike, let's go through a couple of teams that we're not sure what to expect. These teams probably weren't mentioned in this segment of the podcast, but I want to know what your question mark teams. What are the teams? Give me 3 teams that you honestly don't know what to expect from the 2026-2027 season.
Right off the bat, we got the Bucks.
Oh, I didn't even have them written down.
No idea.
I tried to write down plenty so that we didn't overlap, so that we could mention a lot of teams. I did not have the Bucks written down.
All right, yeah, the Bucks, they started hot, then they fell apart. This is a weird roster that has some young players, but also a good amount of aging out players. Mike Evans, it doesn't sound like he's going to retire, but who knows? So I have no idea what I expect from the Bucks.
Yeah, they still have like a lot of vestiges of their Super Bowl winning team, especially on defense.
Mm-hmm.
But like you're like, okay, is this going to be the Igbuka show? Is Chris Godwin going to be able to come back and play? Is Mike Evans going to be there? Is Baker Mayfield just bad, or did he have a shoulder injury? They obviously have the best left tackle in the NFC, and Tristan Wirfs. But outside of that, it's not like they had a dominant offensive line all year. Their defense has a lot of question marks, despite once again having some high points, and I don't trust the coaching staff at all.
Yep.
It's a good one. It's a good one, Mike. They played a very competitive division, and I say that because the winner could be 8-9. The winner could be 14-3. No one knows what the winner of the NFC South is going to be. You want to throw out one of mine, or you want to just rattle off the rest of yours?
I got the Houston Texans.
Also didn't have them written down. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, basically a lot of stuff you touched on. Defense does not always carry over year to year. This offense was dog shit. D'Amico Ryan had a good enough of a season to save his job. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? We're going to find out. I have no idea what they're going to do next year.
Yeah, I think the reason I didn't pick them is because question mark to me insinuates that I'm like, they could win the division or they could come in last in the division. And I'm like pretty heavily confident that the Texans are going to be second or third in the division.
Yeah.
Like, and who's right now? Who do you think is the favorite for first coach fired? Is it D'Amico?
Zach Taylor.
Think of?
Excuse me.
They're never gonna fire Zach Taylor. Come on.
It's true.
Come on. How long was Jay Gruden there for? I think he was just their offensive coordinator. I don't know if he was ever their head coach. Was Jay Gruden ever the head coach there, or does he just look enough like Zach Taylor to where I think he was?
Yeah, he was there a long time.
But was he their offensive coordinator or was he the coach?
No, he was their head coach.
He was the head coach of the Commanders.
No, he wasn't.
Well, I can tell you that there is a picture of him wearing a Commander's hat, which is a good case for me. He has never been the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. He has been their offensive coordinator, and he was the head coach of the Commanders for 5 years.
Oh, yes. Who was the... Oh, was it? Did it go Marvin Lewis to...
Yeah, it might have gone Marvin Lewis directly to Zach Taylor.
Well, I don't know why I thought there was someone in between there. But yeah, that's right. Jay Gruden was with the Commanders. Now I remember. There was like the picture of him like sitting on the sidewalk that went viral his last year there. Just a defeated man.
How long has Zach Taylor... Zach Taylor has been... Take a guess. How long has Zach... What year was Zach Taylor hired as the head coach?
It was like the end of the Dalton era. I'm going to say like 2018.
So you're saying he got hired in 2018?
Yeah.
You're close, 2019.
Damn. Can't get shit right.
Started off 0-11 before benching Andy Dalton for Ryan Finley. Okay. My computer just jump scared me by playing audio on an ad on the Spa Track website for it appears to be the Illinois State Lottery.
That's what I use over the cap.
Oh God, their UI is just so bad.
Your UI is bad. You like that?
My UI is pretty bad. I'll agree with you on that. Mike. Oh, Tressway got an extension. Good for him. Good for Tressway. Mike, who is your third question mark team?
I wrote down the Bengals, but I feel like I've beaten the dead horse on that one.
Yeah.
So I'll switch it up and say the Cowboys. You never
We didn't
know
overlap at all.
what to expect.
I wrote down a bunch of teams.
No
We
idea.
didn't overlap at all. Yeah.
They're in financial hell. Dak could play like an MVP for 8 weeks again, and then could all go to shit. I have no idea.
You think they re-signed Pickens?
They franchise tagged him, I'm pretty sure, didn't they?
I didn't see that. Where you getting this
I'll
news
fact
from,
check
Mike?
that.
I'm not seeing any news about the franchise tag yet.
I guess I just saw a thing where they were like, I guess I saw rumors that they're expected to franchise tag him.
You gotta get rid of the franchise tag, man.
It's terrible. I don't know how I don't know what the players.
Yeah, how did the
Gave up.
players in the last CBA get an extra game added on but didn't get the franchise tag removed?
Didn't
How's
they
that possible?
cut down on like some kind of practice
Sure, but
in
like
the off
wouldn't you-
season?
that like, I get that, like, you know, work less, get paid the same. Cool, but
Yeah.
like the franchise tag is limiting how much money everyone's making. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts, man.
I think
My
they should
question mark
try to
teams.
get rid of it next CBA.
My question mark teams. Number one, the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you expect of this? Daniel Jones had a leg, like a femur break that was so bad the Colts season started going through it. Like, I think
it
Jonathan
was
Taylor had
his Achilles.
Yeah. So he had the femur break. They told him it wasn't going to get any worse and he could play on it. And the next game he tore his Achilles.
Jesus, God had it out for that man.
Yeah.
Stay down, Daniel. Stay down.
Jonathan Taylor had 17 touchdowns in the first 11 games. And then 3 the rest of the season. Or maybe it was the first 7 games. But he had like an absurd amount of touchdowns in the first half of the season. And then 3 the rest of the year.
Yeah.
They traded 2 first-round picks for Sauce Gardner, who made like .75 appearances per first round pick traded.
Yeah,
for
he played like
1.5 total games.
Right.
Yeah. That was me trying too hard to say. He appeared in less games than it cost first round picks to trade for him.
They jumped the gun. They were like, "Oh, we're having a good year. We're gonna win the division. We're gonna make the playoffs. Let's make a big move." It's too early.
For a minute, in the first half of the season, they looked like the best team in the AFC.
Yeah,
across the board, they looked so good.
They're a bitch made.
I don't think you ever tagged them bitch made. I think that their success predated the bitch made moniker.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if this time next year the Stink is looking for a new employment.
You good?
Although
also, the
say,
scoop.
Uh-huh.
The scoop is that it's and to no surprise, Anthony Richardson will probably ask to be traded. So they'll probably get a bag of ham sandwiches for him.
Yeah. Can they get back half of a game of Sauce Gardner? 2 games?
Maybe.
Now, when he goes into the office to demand to be traded, does he have to be like let in by like a seeing eye dog or what's the
He's gonna
situation?
go to shake their hand. He's gonna go shake their hand and miss. No depth perception with the
no
line.
depth perception, man. He'll be the first NFL starting quarterback to throw 3 interceptions while wearing an eye patch.
I call him the pirate.
Pirate Richardson, the dread Pirate Richardson. Mike, my number 2 team. The Minnesota Vikings. 14 wins the previous season with Sam Darnold. Let Sam Darnold walk, and it was a failure for Sam Darnold. I would say the Dolphins won that exchange by letting Sam Darnold walk.
I had the weirdest dream
Okay.
that J.J. McCarthy got traded to the Browns.
For Anthony Richardson?
I have no idea why, but I had this dream. It was like breaking news: J.J. McCarthy traded to Cleveland Browns. So I was like, "What the fuck? What the heck's going on over there?" I was really confused.
Yeah, who knows what the fuck J.J. McCarthy is going to be? But also, what other option do they have at quarterback now? Like Kirk Cousins, if Atlanta cuts him.
Yeah.
Tua Tagovailoa.
Draft somebody.
Draft Nussbaum, Garrett Nussmeier.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to think Kevin O'Connell got the moniker of quarterback whisperer a little early, entering into the vein of your Adam Gases, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But they have a great defense. They have a great defensive coordinator who is unhireable, so he'll be there as long as that coaching staff is employed. I think they have a really good head coach. They have potentially the best wide receiver in the league, Justin Jefferson. Just that quarterback spot, man. They could, once again next year, they could win 14 games or 4 games, anywhere in between. And my final question mark, Team Mike, the future destination for J.J. McCarthy, the Cleveland Browns.
Is there a question mark for you?
They've departed with their longtime head coach. They have nothing to write home about in their quarterback room, but Quinshon Judkins looks legit. They have a good offensive line. David Njoku's gone, so there's another staple of the franchise gone. And they have the best defense in the NFL, potentially.
You got Harold Fannin Jr.
They got Harold Fannin Jr. And who knows what, like I'm saying the question mark thing, like, guess what? This whole staff here aren't the people that signed on for Watson, Gabriel, or Sanders.
Yeah.
So what if they just show up and say, fuck you, we're taking Drew Aller? Mike had to reset after that one.
Yeah. Ooh.
But, like, would it be that surprising if they took some random quarterback on day 3 and that was their starter?
Not gonna
work. For game 1?
Yeah.
You say not going to work, man. Stefanski's gone. It's a new regime. They cannot possibly go back to Deshaun Watson, despite what ownership's saying. Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel both look like 2 of the worst quarterbacks in the AFC.
I think they're going to somehow talk themselves into doing a year of Shedeur.
Probably, right? But if they don't, this team might leap to number 1 in the terms of the question mark. I don't know what to expect from this team. Now, there's also the off chance they just go back to Joe Flacco or Kirk Cousins once again, or trade for J.J. McCarthy like you thought. But there's so many different ways they could go with this spot. I mean, they have no investment. Despite having tons of investment, they have no investment in quarterback. No one's job's on the line over these quarterbacks.
No.
It's
They're probably
ownership's
gonna spend
fault,
a year
and
building
ownership
this
can't
team up.
fire himself.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So those are my my question mark teams, Mike. Any further thoughts on them?
I like them.
Any further thoughts on question marks at all? Do we need a marking to indicate that we are asking a question?
Maybe?
Doesn't the start of the sentence tell you if it's a question?
Does it?
All right, Mike. We got one more segment here before we get out of here, and that is everyone's favorite segment, Prospect Wordle. Prospect Wordle is a game we play around these parts where Mike has 6 chances to guess a prospect that I have chosen ahead of time. Mike gets clues before each of these guesses. Those clues in order are height and weight, projected draft day, class or times transferred, position, conference, and finally, team. With that, Mike, are you ready for the February 17th, 2026 edition of Prospect Wordle?
I tried to break that can. It didn't work. Let's go.
I saw. All right. Mike, your first clue. Height and weight. This player is 6'5", 235 pounds.
I got an edge rusher or a tight end? An edge rusher or tight end or edge rusher? Start tight end. Let's go with Vanderbilt's Eli Stover.
No. Eli Stover's already been a Prospect Wordle character.
Has he really?
Uh-huh.
Let's start writing these down.
Yeah. When you could just I was gonna say you could just search them in Google Docs, but you don't have access to my Google Docs.
No.
Which would also hurt us because then you could just click on my notes for the week and see who the player is and guess it after one hint every time.
Yeah.
6'5", 235. Mike, this player, according to PFF's big board, is currently projected to be a day 3 draft pick. Day 3.
Day 3.
Which means he is sometime after the 96th pick in the draft.
Yeah.
Day 3.
I'm hung up on some things. I'm trying to decide if I still want it.
Projected draft day.
Yeah, let's go. I'm going to stick with the tight end. Max Clare out of USC.
That is incorrect. Max Clare is 6'1". So
Oh, short little bitch tight end.
I don't know if that's true at all. I don't know who Max Clare is.
Okay.
Mike, would you like to know the class or times transferred for this player?
Time's transferred.
Times transferred has become a good hint because either it's only a bad hint if someone's transferred once at this point. But if it's it's almost better if it's 0 now. 6'5", 235, day 3 pick. Mike, this player's transferred 0 times.
Fuck.
What? That's helpful. Who's someone who's played for one team?
I had someone in mind though. That was like positive. That's it. If he says they've transferred once, I got it. I got him.
Okay.
No transfers.
No.
Everybody's transferred.
Hey, that's what I'm saying.
No transfers.
Looks like you're wearing a
idea.
yarmulke, the way you pushed your hat back.
Oy vey.
Dreidel, dreidel, dreidel. I made it.
I don't know. Am I even on the right path with the tight ends? I guess I'll find out in a minute.
Yeah,
Marlon Klein.
No. 6'5", 235, day 3. This player has transferred 0 times and is a quarterback. A quarterback. Quarterback.
Oh, shit. Drew Aller.
It is Drew Aller, Mike. You have hit Prospect Wordle in 4 guesses. Congratulations. Can I tell you what happened?
What?
When I was saying Cleveland could draft a quarterback, I was trying to pull anyone but Drew Aller, but didn't want to break
you pulled
my
Drew
sentence.
Aller?
And the only quarterback I could think is Drew Aller, so it just fell out of my mouth, and I was like, well, fuck. That's all I got, Mike. Should I refresh ESPN to make sure that there was no news about Aaron Rodgers before we get out of here?
I got nothing.
All right. With that, Mike, do you have any plugs? Any plugs to give the people on the way out the door here?
Yeah, no, just the usual.
Well, you can find our socials in the comments and in this little screen at the end of the video that we have up there. You can check townalone.com for any of our written work. Mike, we missed a pay-per-view. This weekend.
Oh, shit, we did.
We missed Grand Slam. We'll be back to predict the next wrestling pay-per-view, which is hopefully not this weekend.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, Elimination Chamber. With Trick Williams, right?
I don't know.
All right, Mike.
CM Punk versus Finn Balor. I know that.
There you go. If you like our podcast, be sure that you follow us and rate us the max amount of stars possible on whatever podcast listening service you use. You can also check out our video version of this podcast on YouTube. You can check us out at Talent Alone Podcast there. Like, subscribe. Don't ring that bell. Do not ring that bell. No one wants push notifications except for Talent Alone's own Mike Regan. And we'll be streaming twice this week and twice going forward. So we're streaming on Thursday at 6:45 Eastern. We sit and stream live, and then we're on there usually a hair before 7, right around 7. We usually start playing the game. We're playing Silent Hill F, and we'll be back on Sunday, hopefully to either finish up our first playthrough or start our second one, depending on how well Thursday goes. Did I miss anything there, Mike? I said the email, right? Did I say the email? Did I say the email?
Said the email.
I said the email?
Yeah.
Okay, talentpodcast@gmail.com, just in case I didn't. Email us who you think the Browns should draft at quarterback. With that, Mike, would you like to give any question mark based shout outs on the way out the door?
Question mark big shout outs on my shout out to the Greek god Vita the Pita Vea.
How is that a question mark?
Oh, I thought you meant like a player from the teams I said were question marks.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I was thinking that you would just say it like a question mark, like you'd be Vita the Pita Vea.
I mean, people who hear that are probably hearing it like saying it with a question mark, yeah, because he's not Greek.